So we slept without a knock. That's a good thing.
But we woke up with that view. Did you show them the view we had this morning? Hi, and thanks for joining us. If you missed our last video, we left our beautiful spot in Panama City and started to head back towards North America. We also found an unexpected camping spot by a creek in Costa Rica with some howler monkeys. In this video, we start out bright-eyed and bushy-tailed for our Nicaragua border crossing. One thing led to another and we got caught in a protest, had to return to a border crossing, and lost the drone. That being said, we managed to cross the Nicaragua, Honduras, and El Salvador borders in 2 days. We'll also show you the process we went through at each crossing. Hi, this is Dory, and I'm Mena. We travel with our lovely dog Fiona to discover the most beautiful locations, and our goal is to share with you what it's like to live as a nomad. So thanks for following, and welcome to our channel.
Think you're good. 6 o'clock in the morning, we're ready for border crossing. Nicaragua, here we come.
So we're going to be crossing Penas Blancas. We have done it a few times, so we're not that nervous this time. As you get closer to the border, I'd say about 3 to 4 kilometers to the border, you'll notice a lot of trucks just past them. You have priority. When you get to the border, you'll find an easy spot to park your car. Also, a lot of people will approach you asking if you need help. Honestly, the border process is quite easy. You don't need any. You will need to pay $8 exit fee. You could either pay at one of those buildings right to the right where you parked your car, or you could pay it online. You could also do photocopies right next to it. I recommend you paying online. It will make the process a little bit faster when you have to check out from Costa Rica at immigration.
So second step is aduana, gray building, and that's for your car. So canceling the tip. Awesome, so that building right there is aduana, Costa Rica. I think the car is officially checked out. Now we gotta go to immigration, and yeah, that's where we show our $8 exit and we get stamped out. For the car, just show your tip, and yeah, she stamps it out. I think she gave us a little paper, right? Yeah, I think we need that little paper to cross into the other side. So this building right here is immigration. Salida's right there. Stamped out took us, honestly. Yeah.
Definitely pay online the night before.
So if you pay online, you don't even need to show anything. You actually saw it on the computer, stamped out. So the good thing about coming early, we were the first ones at aduana, no waiting, and the first ones in immigration, no waiting. Exiting from Costa Rica took us in total 18 minutes, including photocopies, the aduana, and immigration. Always past the trucks, you know. For some reason, cars always have priority past the trucks, and yeah, let's see how it goes. All right, so we passed 2 checkpoints. There was the police from Costa Rica, and just searched. They ran the dog through the outside. We said we had fee inside, so they didn't want to take her out. And one of the officers spoke very well English, and he was just asking me a bunch of questions. And then, yeah, 20 minutes later, guys could go. Now we have to see the aduana people from Nicaragua, because we're gonna have to fill up a immigration declaration or something like that. And yeah, and then we're gonna go through the process. So you just follow the path, go through the steps, and the aduana people are here and they will ask you for some papers. The first thing that they did is they checked our passports and they checked our PCR test. But make sure when you cross into Nicaragua, you get this immigration paper to fill up for the aduana. You really need this. We are transit through Nicaragua, and we really hope that our transit makes things go faster for us. Prior entering Nicaragua, you will need to fill up an online form for the health check. This is COVID time, so you need to prove a negative PCR test result. So after the nurse infirmary there, you just give your COVID PCR test. That paper that I showed you guys, you fill it up and you go see the aduana guy. So the guy with the blue shirt right there in back of me. So he's gonna start filling up that form, he's gonna stamp it to you, and you gotta go to the aduana inside the building where the immigration is. Once you're done with the aduana, you have to take the immigration paper. There's a section where we marked as cargo Fiona. We needed to go to IPSA so we could get that stamp on in order to continue with aduana so we could stamp out from Nicaragua with the vehicle. That's the window right there in the back that you have to go through for the dog paperwork. It will cost you $10 and it's done. So now we're heading towards aduana to finish up the car paper because no fee has been checked out. And after we're done with the aduana for the car paper, immigration, and I think after we're on the clear. That is the aduana office. Immigration is right behind. Took us about 2 hours. So just to recap, don't forget that paper. That paper is kind of like your passport for your car, and everything gets stamped and signatures through all the different departments. So you get that paper, you fill it up, you go see the aduana guy, he does the first check, make sure if you have a pet, you mark it at the bottom, Pero. And once the aduana guy has done the first check, then you go to the police. The police will decide if you go through the scanner or not. Luckily for us, we didn't go through the scanners. After we signed off on that, we had to go to IPSA, so the cargo area where we needed some stamp and signature. And we ended up paying $10 for Fiona. So that was also straightforward. Maybe it was a little bit easier for us because we kept saying we're doing a transit through Nicaragua and getting into Honduras. So I don't know if that helped or not. Doesn't matter. We still end up getting 30 days to stay here, but we're not going to stay. After we were done with the IPSA, we went back to the aduana. We opened our tip, right? We opened the tip for the Nicaragua tip for the car. Do you remember how much that was?
That didn't cost anything, but she did write in the notes, and you have to make sure that on the aduana sheet in the notes, they write that you do have a Pero in the car, that you have a dog in the car. And actually, she made a mistake on my name.
Yeah.
So make sure you check your paperwork, otherwise you'll have problems as you're leaving. So once you're standing in line for immigration, look through your aduana paperwork to see if there are any errors.
So yeah, after we were done with the aduana, we went to immigration, and we ended up paying $26 together. Yeah, so $13 each. We did pay an additional $15. I'm not even sure what was that $15 for. It was very confusing, but it was pointing out to the police and whatever, you know.
We don't think it's legit. We think it was just a fake tax.
Yeah. So anyway, yeah, that's it. And now we're in Nicaragua, and we have 8 hours to get to the Honduras. So, yeah, let's get it done. And I drove through the entire country. Almost. We're 40 minutes away from the border, so Nicaragua, Honduras, El Espino. And actually, to be honest, we were anticipating it stopping, but the temperature has just been really, really hot. And it's only 2:30 right now. So our choices is to boondock somewhere and be in the heat, or keep driving in the air conditioning. We should be there by 3 o'clock. Yeah, I'll see you at the border.
Again, trucks, that means we're getting closer. Don't be shy and pass them on the left. The first check is immigration and aduana, so they'll check your passport and they'll check the tip for the car. Up ahead, you'll find the main building, immigration and aduana. They do have an aduana officer that will come outside to greet you and tell you where to park.
So everything is inside that building. You have the aduana, you have the immigration, and right in back of me over there you have the IPSA. So IPSA got done, immigration got done, and now Mena's finishing up with the aduana guy.
Before exiting Nicaragua, there's a final check to make sure we pay the $6 exit fee. Welcome to Honduras. To the left we have immigration, inside we have aduana, to the right the health check.
Hey guys, so when we left Nicaragua and everything was done, we had to pass our aduana papers to the guy before coming to the Honduras side. So on the Honduras side, the first thing you're going to do is they're going to take your temperature, so you need to go see the nurse. Make sure you do your pre-check 24 to 48 hours in advance. And your pre-check, basically what you're telling them is that you're either vaccinated or you have your PCR test done, and then you upload the results and you tell them what date you're crossing. So we ended up putting a different date. We thought we would be crossing tomorrow, but they accepted that pre-check anyway. They took our vaccination records just to look at them, just to see the dates, and then they checked our temperature. From there we went to immigration. They stamped us in. It cost us $3 each US, and then from there we went to aduana for our temporary import permit, and that cost $35 US. We had to change the rest of our Cordobas. So there's a place across from the aduana in El Espino area, border crossing, that changes Cordobas to US dollars so that we can pay for our tip, luckily. And unfortunately, we completely forgot about the dog here. So we hope that's not going to cause an issue, but we're only in the country tonight. And then tomorrow morning, we're going to leave early. We're going to cross the border early into El Salvador. And yeah. We kind of skipped the Fiona step, mainly because we forgot and we're chasing daylight at this point. We need to get to the KFC in Choluteca before sundown, so yeah, back to the road.
Yep, that's gonna be on for tonight. Thank you, Gifk. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Thank you, security guard. He was one of the nicest security guards ever.
Thank you, Maxi. Yep, never thought I'd be sleeping at a Kentucky Fried Chicken in Honduras. Now on to El Salvador. Yeah, it looks like some big accident happened because you could see the smoke. And these guys looks like they've been stuck here for quite some time because everybody's getting out. And yeah, we're just doing like the locals. We see people merging on the opposite side, and that's what we're doing. But it looks like it's
they're doing a U-turn. That's what it is. Closure. This road ahead. This is closed.
We turned around. No choice. So much has happened in the last 12 hours, let me tell you. Yeah. So we got up early this morning to go to El Salvador because it was the closest border, which was 2 hours away, 2.5 hours away from where we were. Then we get into a stop. So the stop was a sort of demonstration. We're doing a protest, so they block the one highway that gives you access to El Salvador. So nobody could get in. They literally did a human chain, and the trucks were blocking, and we didn't really know what to do at that time. I decided to take my drone when we were stuck in the gridlock there in the highway, in the parking lot. Not for really to catch the footage, just to see what was up ahead. Was it an accident? Are people squeaking by? You know, is it just gonna take a few hours, then we're gonna go? But yeah, after I noticed from the drone footage, it was the protest. The sad note, the drone didn't make it back. It got lost somewhere. I think actually somebody shut it down. So yeah, so then we noticed was the protest. We're talking with the police, and they told us all last time they did this protest, it was for 2 days long. We're doing a transit over here, so they only allow us a very limited amount of days, 1 day or 2 days or 3 days. I'm not even 100% sure. And there was another thing that yesterday when we crossed into Honduras, we forgot to mention we have a dog. Sophie crossed to Honduras without being declared, and we were a little bit on the panic mode because we still have a few borders until we get into Mexico, right? So with all this commotion going on, we decided to go back to the border again because it was only an hour away. And we checked fee in, was 300. Lempiras, yeah.
So it comes to like $12 around.
Now she's legal, which is good. It's one less stress. But anyway, the guys at the border, we explained the situation, and they said, well, they might open this evening, the afternoon. And maybe it's going to be over, you know. Sometimes they don't last very long. The alternative, like I mentioned, was driving through Nicaragua and go to the northern border, which would have been at least 12 hours driving altogether. And this one is 2 hours. So we figure let's wait another day and see what happens. And we kept checking our Google Maps and asking locals around here. And 2 people confirmed it was open. So it's 4 o'clock, 37 degrees, boiling hot. But we're 10 kilometers away. The protest is over, and Fiona's legal to cross back into El Salvador. And from what we read on the reviews, it's a fast border crossing. Once again, the trucks, so stick to your left and keep going straight until you get to the main building. And there, you will see the aduana and immigration all in sight. You will have the entrada and the saída. Make sure you stick to the saídas one.
So this is a bit of a cluster. We're in a high-speed chase with this aduana guy, if you could believe it. And we have to find the SEPA building, which is all the way over here. So we already stamped out the van, and yet we're still driving in Honduras trying to find the SEPA building to stamp fee out. So you guys gotta look for these blue containers or whatever. It's like 2 kilometers on the other side in the cargo area. It's like, what a mess, man.
And it was just a quick stamp?
Yeah, that's it.
So now we're officially stamped out.
Now,
the van is out. Fiona's checked out. On to
El Salvador.
El Salvador.
Alright, let's go. You have to stop because we have everything.
Yeah, non-directly into
El Salvador.
Salvador.
Just go slow, and we have to pass this to the guy when we're leaving. I think we have to stop for this guy here. Muchas gracias.
El Salvador. So we didn't pay anything exiting over here, did we?
Nope.
Besides $1 for photocopies.
$1 for photocopies.
Did we even need them?
Yeah, I think we need them for the El Salvador side.
Okay.
We need to show the stamp, right, in our passport for the exit. So that's why I think we needed that. And I got a photocopy of the tip just in case.
So right in front of us, it's El Salvador. So this is El Salvador, Entrada, and we're doing the immigration first. So that's your aduana on the other side. On the right hand side where I showed you guys is the immigration. On this side is aduana and the quarantena, so it's kind of like for the dog, right? Anyway, you'll find all inside this building, and I think once we're done with the aduana, we're good to go. Let's see where Mena is. I was doing the Fiona's paper. She's dealing with the aduana. She had to fill up some form for the car, for the aduana. And me was just showing the paperwork, exiting Honduras. So he stamped it, signed it, I was good. So that's for Fiona's paperwork. Basically, it's just a stamp. I was doing that, it was really quick, took me literally 10 seconds to do it once I found where it was. Mana is still dealing with the aduana, she just has to fill up some form, and once it's done, I think we're good to go. Anyway, let's see what time she gets back. It is 5:20 and I am waiting for her. So yeah, I figure an hour so far. Yep, 38 degrees. So.
Alright guys, I know you can't see me very well, but we just finished in El Salvador and it's 6:20. We're chasing sunlight. We're just gonna get to the closest place, which is the gas station. And it's kind of a miracle that we made it across the border today, given everything that happened with the protest and everything like that, and then going back to El Espino. Anyway, roller coaster of a day, but all's well that ends well. We're in El Salvador and we're on schedule to make it to Antigua, Guatemala for Semana Santa, where we're just gonna chill out for a week because there's no point going anywhere during Semana Santa anyway. So that's it. We're gonna sign off. We were at both borders for 2 hours exactly, which is typical. And that's it. We're gonna have a nice night's sleep and start again tomorrow. See you in the next one.